So thank you so much for joining me here today for another Empties video. I think it's been about 6 to 8 weeks since I last did one, which always seems to be about the timing that my big black empties bag gets really full. So if you're new here, I usually do my empties in 2 different ways. Sometimes I'm really organized and I group the products together by category. Sometimes I just do the grab bag style where I just randomly reach into the bag and see what I get, and that is what I'm gonna do today. I actually will post on the same day that I post this video, I'm gonna post a photograph on Instagram of my staple products, because if I talked about all of those in this video would be way too long. So stop by Instagram, @GreenBeautyTrish is my handle, and you can see the products that I consider staples that I'm just gonna be using for the near and long-term future. So let's go ahead and jump in here. The first product I'm reaching for is the Kachina Moroccan Beldi Soap in Neroli. If you're not familiar with this product, it is like a saponified olive oil, and I left some of it in there so you can kind of see the texture. It's actually very gooey. It's a really interesting texture, and this is a traditional soap that's made in Morocco. I really love this soap. I think it lathers up beautifully. I love the neroli scent in this soap, but I just don't think this would be something that I use on the regular. This is the 3rd one that I've had. I've had their eucalyptus, their rose, and then they came out with this neroli one, I think is the most recent one. Out of all 3, the eucalyptus is my favorite because I feel like that scent is very therapeutic. You kind of feel like it's opening up your sinuses. I used that eucalyptus one when I had a really bad cold, and it really just seemed to help clear my sinuses when I was in the shower. So out of all of them, I like the eucalyptus one the best, but this isn't something I would buy all the time. It's not gonna be a staple of mine. It might be something that I treat myself to, but probably not a staple. I like bar soaps better, and I also like body washes better as well. Okay, grabbing a hair product here. This is the Acure Simply Soothing Coconut and Marula Conditioner. Now I believe I spoke about the shampoo possibly in my last Empties video. And while I do like the product itself, I don't like the packaging. I cannot get this cap off to rinse this out and put this in the recycling. I don't even know if this type of square bottle or rectangular bottle is actually recyclable, so I'm just not into this new packaging. And the hole, if you can see that there, is actually very small, so it's actually quite difficult to get the product out. So I am not a fan of this new packaging. I wish they would just go to a regular bottle with a regular cap on it that is much easier to dispense the product and will definitely be recyclable. So I hope other people are voicing similar complaints so that Acure will just change that packaging, because I don't like it at all. This I have spoken about before. This is the Pharmaesthetics Almond Blossom Organic Body Wash. This I really love. I don't want to talk about it too much because this might be my 3rd bottle that I've talked about. Definitely the 2nd one. I will definitely be picking this up again. It's a treat because it is on the expensive side, but it smells beautifully. I love the texture. It works really well for shaving. But as I said, it is expensive, so I see this as more of a special treat, maybe buying, a couple times a year, but not quite a staple because of the price. Okay, another body product here, and this is from Sahara Rose. This is their Desert Goddess Remineralizing Polish. Now this is a new brand to me. I did a post of all the products they sent to me on Instagram, but I think I have yet to actually delve into them. So this is a body polish that's quite interesting. I did leave a little bit there so that you could see what it looks like. Now this kind of took me by surprise because it's not a scrub. It doesn't have particles in it, salt or sugar particles that actually feel like you're exfoliating your skin. Just as an aside, this is the only product where I actually wrote down some ingredients because I wanted to be very specific in why the texture is the way it is. I don't go into a deep dive in these Empties videos, or it would be prohibitively long, but I just wanted to let you know that there is Moroccan lava clay, kaolin clay, salicylic acid, and lactic acid in here. So this is a clay-based polish that has the salicylic acid and lactic acid for more of the polishing and not actual particles. The smell is really beautiful. It's like rosewood or rose, cedar, and clove. So the smell is really beautiful, but I just wanted to give you that heads up so you know the texture and what you're getting into. I think this would be really great if you're sensitive to, you know, salt and sugar scrubs if they're just too much. This is kind of nice as just like a really soft experience. It's almost like you're just putting a cream on your skin, but if you leave it on for a few minutes, you do get the exfoliating properties from, you know, the salicylic acid and the lactic acid. So I'm not sure I would buy this on the regular. This just might be, you know, something I purchase every now and then. I think I do prefer the polishes that have the actual particles in it. That's the experience that I prefer, but this is a really unique, interesting product. And I have a couple more from Sahara Rose that I'll be talking about in the future, but I've really been loving their hair oil, and their face cream is really lovely as well. Up next is the Luxe Creme de Nil. This is a thick moisturizing cream. I believe I talked about this, I don't know, maybe 6 months, 8 months ago. I can't remember when I did my video on creams, but I included this in there as one of the favorites. And I do still really like the texture, but the smell is very distinct and it is quite strong and it lingers for hours. So for me, I won't be purchasing this again. I got this at Sephora, and while I really like the ingredients and I like the overall texture and everything, and I did actually enjoy the smell when I first was using this, but I would say after a couple months, I just got kind of tired of the smell, sort of found it cloying. And yeah, so for that, I'm not gonna be purchasing this again. But if scent doesn't really bother you, or if you love the scent, get a sample of this at Sephora and see if you like it, because the texture really is lovely. Next, I have the Aesop Geranium Leaf Body Scrub. I have talked about this before. I actually cut it in half so I could dig everything out of here. This is not considered a green product. I do believe that the fragrance in here is all natural though, and it is just a gorgeous, gorgeous scent of rose geranium. I absolutely love it. I love the texture of it. It has like really gentle particles in it, and it foams up really beautifully. So this is one of those very few kind of non-green body products that I like to use. And since I'm out of it and I haven't repurchased it yet, I think I will be repurchasing pretty soon. So just as a heads up, it might not pass the ingredient test for some of you, but for me, it's kind of one of those guilty pleasures, and I really, really love it a lot. And I'm pretty sure I've talked about it before on an Empties video. Okay, so this is the Fivenia Quiescence Winter Hydrolat. This is their winter toner. This is gorgeous. I really, really love it. I just discovered Fivenia this last year. I will say that the Autumn Grace, I think is what it is. The Autumn Grace Hydrolat is my favorite. I've only tried these two. I love the Osmanthus in the Grace one, but this one is really lovely as well. It kind of has, it's got more of a rosy scent, but it is beautiful. And I really do recommend these toners. So next up, we have the Khin No Oil Cleanser. This is the second bottle that I have gone through. I adore this cleanser. It's absolutely beautiful. This too has rose geranium in it, but it's so unique, and the scent is really beautiful. I adore it, but it is on the pricey side. So price is not an issue for you. I highly recommend this. It is definitely one of my favorite oil cleansers that emulsifies off. I'm also really, really loving the Live Botanical one as well. So that's a good option if you want something that's a little bit more reasonably priced, because the Kachina is expensive. I think this might be around $59, so it is expensive, but I love it. And it will be something that I do get again in the future. I just have so many cleansers going right now that I definitely do not need to be buying any other cleansers. This was a product that took me by surprise, and actually a brand that took me by surprise. I mentioned this brand, California Pure Naturals, in I think it was like a PR haul update or some kind of video like that I did, and I mentioned this brand, and this is their dual action scrub, and it's got blackberry antioxidant complex in it, and that is what really attracted me to this brand, was their use of blackberry, and the smell really is fantastic. It smells like blackberries. So this is a physical exfoliant, so if you're not into physical exfoliants on your face, then I wouldn't recommend getting this. I didn't find that it caused any irritation, but I don't like to use the physical exfoliants all that much, maybe like once or twice a month, not that frequent. So I ended up using this quite a bit on my body as well, just on my arms and, you know, décolleté, and I really liked it for that purpose as well. So I feel like this is kind of one of those multi-purpose scrubs that you could use on your face or your body depending upon what you want on your face. So next up here is the Jullai Super 12 Bounce Cleansing Oil, and Jullai is spelled Jullai. So this was a bit of an impulse buy. I will admit I got it when I placed an order a while back on Glow Recipe. They focus on K-beauty, and I wanted to get this because when I was reading the ingredient list is really quite good, and I wanted to just check out another oil cleanser that emulsifies off that actually is not scented, and this is just perfect. I actually traveled with this. I put it in a smaller bottle that I have for travel, and it's just been really great to have as an alternative to something that's scented, to something that does not emulsify. I don't know, I just really liked it. I think I have a little bit left in here, so I'll show you the texture. It's quite runny. You can see that kind of running down my hand. It's very runny, very thin, and I'm gonna be right back. I need to get a towel. All right, so I've wiped my hands off a bit. So back to what I was saying, it is thin on the runny side, but sometimes I really like an oil that is on the thin side. I like pretty much all the textures of oils. I like thicker ones that don't emulsify, that are really nice for massage. I like the medium weight ones. I would say that the Live Botanical one's kind of a medium weight, and then these like extra thin runny ones, I really like them too. So it just kind of depends upon what mood I'm in. Clearly it's not necessary to have all three categories of an oil cleanser, but if you do like your oil cleansers on the thin side without any scent, I really recommend this one, and it is also very reasonably priced. I can't remember the price, but it's definitely a good price point. Okay, moving to a bar soap. This is the Shivas Goat Milk Soap in Vanilla Almond. I think I've spoken about this before. I got this in a Beauty Habit order, and this is just a really great soap. If you like almond scent, I highly recommend it. I think the packaging is really cute, so it would make a great gift. And I love bar soaps, as I mentioned before, and this is definitely one of my favorites. Okay, next I have here's the Josh Rosebrook Vital Balm Cream. Beautiful glass, milky white jar, and not much left in there. Now, I know that Josh Rosebrook made this to be sort of like a hybrid between a balm and a cream. For me, it definitely feels just like a balm. It feels like a balm that soaks in really well. It's really beautiful. It's quite lovely on the texture-wise. Smell, I'm not super crazy about the smell. It kind of has like this funny sort of like sweet iced tea scent, which isn't bothersome, but it's not something I completely am in love with either. So while I enjoyed using this, I don't think this would be something that I repurchase. There's other balms that I'm enjoying more. So I think it's good, but it's not fabulous. So it's not going to be something I get again. All right, so next up is the Folane / Pharmaceutics collaboration. This is their Dream Bath Elixir with aloe, lavender, clary sage, and blue yarrow. This is gorgeous. I love this so much, and the cap is tiny, but I put in 2 capfuls in my bath, and it really just does the job of making my bath time more elevated in terms of just relaxation, aromatherapy. So what I'll do is I'll put in a cup or 2 of Epsom salt into my bath and then add a couple capfuls of this. I will definitely be getting this again. I still do have something quite similar though, so I don't need to be purchasing this right away, but I will definitely be getting it in the future. No question about that. All right, what do I have next here? Let's see. Oh, okay, so here's the Lilfox Flowerball Heart Chakra Body Nectar. This came in a clean beauty box. Actually, it was still Art of Organics when we got this, but it's now the clean beauty box. I really love this. It really has a beautiful jasmine smell. I think this was maybe limited edition for the clean beauty box though, but I do think they make a Flowerball perfume. So that is something I would definitely be interested in getting in the future if this body oil is no longer available, which I'm pretty sure it's not. But if you are interested in jasmine and you like Lilfox, then I think the Flowerball perfume would definitely be something to check out. Okay, all right, so this is the Rice Toner from the brand I'm From. This, I have to admit, was a recommendation from Renee at the Gothamista, And whenever she is raving about something and the ingredients are pretty good, I'm highly likely to try it. So this will probably not pass muster if you're super strict on your green beauty, clean beauty products. But I did look up all the ingredients and they do rate a 1 on the EWG. And I know that the EWG is not the be all end all in terms of researching ingredients, but just so that you're aware, they do all rate a 1 on the EWG. This is a fantastic toner. It's rice-based. It has niacinamide in it as well. It's just a really great hydrating toner. I just did a video on my top 5 hydrating products. This one was not in it, but I would say it's in my top 10. I really do like it. It feels really beautiful on the skin. It is quite hydrating and it is very reasonably priced as well. So I do think that if I'm making a K-beauty purchase in the future, like if I'm placing an order on, I don't know if this is on Glow Recipe or if it's just on Wish Trend, but I would definitely get this in the future. I don't need any toners or any more hydrators at the moment, but if I do, I would definitely, I would not hesitate to pick this up again in the future. Okay, all right, so now we're getting into a makeup product. This is the IT Cosmetics Tight Line Mascara. And I talked about this product in my mascara review video. And as you can see here, it's got the skinniest little brush and it's perfect for just what the name says. It's a tight liner. So you can get up at the base or like the root of your lashes, kind of tight line a little bit and then apply the mascara. I really love this. I will definitely be getting this again in the future. I can't remember if I actually already did replace it though. I might have already replaced it, but if I haven't already, I will definitely do that. And I think I have another mascara in here, so let me just grab that. The other mascara that is empty here is the Glossier Lash Slick. And I really do like this, and I have already repurchased this. This is just gonna become a staple of mine because I reach for this so frequently. And you know how sometimes you can't even explain why you like something, you just tend to reach for it over other products more. So this is just something I reach for on an everyday basis. If I'm just gonna be running errands, if I'm gonna play tennis and I want a little bit of something on my eyes, I'll put just a little bit, kind of on the tips. It rinses off really well. So I really do like this. Of course, Glossier is not a green beauty brand, but makeup is where I kind of allow myself a little bit more room to play with conventional beauty. So the next product I'm reaching for is the Tata Harper Highlight Very Illuminating. I did not finish this because it did go bad. So you can see I used a good amount and I really love it. It's really beautiful for just a very subtle highlight. I would say it's pretty comparable to the RMS Living Luminizer. I think the Living Luminizer might be a little bit more on the cool side, so I feel like this might be a little bit more wearable. But since this did go bad, I don't think I would purchase this again in the future because I have a lot of highlights in my collection. In fact, I think I might do a top 5 highlights coming up here pretty soon, or highlighters video pretty soon. But I have other ones, even in Green Beauty, that seem to have better longevity than this one. So I don't think I would get this one in the future. I do have several of her lip cheek, or I forget what it's called, the lip cheek tint, I think. Those have lasted me a lot longer than this one did. So I still recommend her blushes, but I don't know if I would get this again in the future just because I wasn't able to use it up before it went bad. Okay, so this is something that Tony from Naturallogic is coming out with soon. This is the Liquid Light Balm Cleanser. So this was just a sample that she sent me. I'm not gonna talk a whole lot about it except to say that I really, really love it. It's a beautiful balm cleanser. You do need to use either a cloth to remove it or another product that does emulsify. It has a gorgeous scent like all of Tony's products do. It's kind of like citrusy and vanilla. I'm not exactly sure what the ingredients are in here, but it's beautiful and I cannot wait for her to release it. So I will keep you posted on that information. All right, so this is the H's for Love Bara Balm. This, I believe, came in a Boxwalla Beauty box, if I'm remembering correctly. And I did end up using all of it, but I ended up using it as a hand cream because, again, kind of like the Luxe Me product, I really love the scent kind of right out of the gates. For the first month or two, I found it to be very unique. kind of like a resinous vanilla kind of smell. But then after a while, I just got kind of tired of the scent again, kind of like that cloying smell. For me, in terms of like longevity of enjoying the scent of a product, this just doesn't have it for me. So there's beautiful oils in here. I'm sure a lot of you really, really love this. So love the texture, just like the Luxe Me, love the texture, found it to be a very beautiful product, but the enjoyment of the scent over time just definitely decreased for me. So I would not be getting that again in the future. I have grabbed a couple things here. One is a Kosas tinted face oil. This is just a sample that I got from Beauty Habit. I showed this also in another video. I think it was like a get ready with me. I think the one that I did up in my bathroom. And I'm a little bit on the fence about it. When I first applied it, it was very, very glossy, very dewy, which I do like, but it was just over the top for me. But then as the day went on, it definitely settled and became more matte, and I did like it better. So I think I would like to try it again, but I'm not gonna be getting it anytime soon because I have several, foundations that I use that I really love, so I don't need to be purchasing anything anytime soon. And I also have the Ilia Serum foundation, which is kind of similar, not quite the same, but similar. And I have quite a bit of that going right now, so I definitely don't need to be replacing that. Overall, I would say I really like the Kosas, but I'm not in any hurry to get it again. Next up is the Flower and Spice Midnight Beauty Rich Revitalizing Serum. The brand did send me this. This is their small travel size. And this is a really beautiful oil. I really like it a lot. It does have that similar kind of cilantro smell that I talked about with their cream, their facial cream that they have. And I think it's very unique. It's very bright and fresh and green, but it's not something I want to be using every single day. I kind of have to be in the mood for it. So I don't think I would purchase the oil serum in the future. I think it would be nice to have the cream in a small travel size that I could just use every once in a while when I'm kind of in the mood for that particular scent. In terms of the scent, it's not something I want to use daily or even a few times every week in terms of being a staple. So in a nutshell, I don't think I would purchase this again because the scent I'm kind of on the fence with in terms of really, really loving it. Okay, so this is the Nap in the Meadow from Earthwise Beauty. This is their old packaging, which feels like going down memory lane seeing this. It's been quite a while. And I really love Nap in the Meadow, but between the two kind of serum-y emulsion serums that she does, I actually like the Ambrosia del Cerrado a little bit better. For me personally, the Ambrosia is what I reach for. There's a huge cult following for Nap in the Meadow. People are crazy for this, and it's got beautiful ingredients. It's got, I think, 2 or 3 different kinds of chamomile in it. It's very soothing and calming and hydrating as well. But just for me, I prefer the Ambrosia. That's definitely one of my favorite products from Earthwise Beauty. Now, another makeup product here. This is the Kir Weiss. What is this? This is the Kir Weiss Highlighter in Radiance. Similar situation to the Tata Harper where it has just gone bad before I could finish it. It too has that like crayon-y, waxy, old crayon smell. So this was disappointing too. This is, like I said, this is the Radiance one. They do have 2 highlighters. This is the cooler of the 2. It's really beautiful. I loved using it on my eyes as well. But again, I just don't think I would purchase this because I'm not gonna get through it before it goes bad. And there's just other highlighters out there that do seem to last longer. So while I think it's beautiful and I love it, I will not be getting that one again. And it seems like Kir Weiss in general tends to go bad faster than others. Another case in point is the, let's see, the translucent powder. I really did not need to buy this, but I was just so curious about it. And as you can see, I didn't really get to go through much of it at all because it turned on me. And this one, in terms of that like crayon smell, this is even stronger than the other 2. And I was just really, really disappointed that a powder went off so quickly. Now, I know that I had this for maybe over a year, but it just seems like a powder should last longer than that. So I definitely will not be getting that one again either. And I feel like in general with Kir Weiss, their products just turn a lot faster than any other brand that I've ever experienced, whether it's conventional or in green beauty. So I think I'm gonna be phasing out of my Kir Weiss. So as I either finish them up or they go bad, I really don't see myself replacing them because they are so expensive and they just turn too quickly. So that's kind of the bottom line on that one. I also have an empty of my Dr. Hauschka lip care stick. I've talked about this so frequently. This will always be a perennial favorite of mine. Perfect texture in my opinion, and I just love it. I love using it at nighttime. Next, let's see, I'm pulling out the Dr. Hauschka cleansing cream. This is also, this I probably should have included in my staples because I have gone through countless tubes of this. I absolutely love it. It is not like your typical creamy cream. It's almost like a very mild version of Tata Harper's Regenerating Cleanser, or I should say her Regenerating Cleanser is sort of a little bit more of a potent exfoliating version of this because they just really remind me of each other. I love this stuff. I love the smell. I love using it over an oil to kind of help emulsify off the oil. It's just something I've used for so long. I don't even know for how long, but since the late 90s probably. So I love that product and it will always be something that I have. I think I only have a couple more products here. This is the Kachina eye serum. You guys have heard me talk about this ad nauseum. I don't know what number bottle this is of mine, probably the 4th one that I've gone through. I do have other serums, eye serums that I'm using right now, so I don't need to get another one right away, but that is a product that I would definitely consider a staple that I really love having and I will definitely be purchasing again. And then finally, I just have one of these little packets here. This is the Rawa Omega-9 hair mask. And I can't remember where I got this. This might have come in a Beauty Habit order as well. And I did not like that. I was not really impressed at all. Their hair care is very expensive. I've used their shampoos and conditioners in the past and wasn't super impressed. And then this hair mask, I don't really feel like, at least for my hair, it didn't really do a whole lot. As I've mentioned before, my hair is very thick. It's curly, wavy, it can get kind of frizzy, and I really need something when I'm in the shower. That's where I comb out my hair when I have conditioner in my hair, and I don't feel like this really gave me any good detangling action either. So it was just a big miss for me. Definitely would not be getting the full size of that in the future. So that wraps it up on my empties from the last couple months probably. I kind of blew through this pretty quickly, so if you have any more questions that I didn't answer about any of these products, please feel free to ask. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will be seeing you in the next video. Bye.